Good day, my disciplined traders. You're welcome to my YouTube channel once again. And today we're going to be talking on reasons why your order block keeps failing, right? So I posted a short video on YouTube. This is the short video. Let me play it. Where I said this is why your order block keeps failing, right? So I actually pointed out some things, that happens that it makes your other block to fail. Sometimes price can mitigate your other block. Then you might see some reaction, but eventually the other block fails and price still goes your way. That means your bias was right, but then he did not use your other block to, sell or buy in your direction, right? And I got some, comments, but then this guy's comments got my attention. I think his name is Sodiq. He said, no, is explain on real time chat, not blabbing theory you crammed. Because if you play the video, I think I'll drop the link to this particular video in the description of this video, right? So in the comments of this video, it was about 5 reasons why your that block keeps failing, right? And I don't know if you go back to the video, I don't know if the video looks like I crammed what I was saying because these things are already internalized within me, right? But that's by the way. So I decided to make videos, explaining these reasons on the real-time chat, as he said, right? On the real-time chat. So this is going to be like a series, right? We're going to have episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, all explaining different reasons why your other block might be failing and things you can do differently to, avoid, that happening to you, right? So today we're going to be going to the live chat, and for today we have GBP USD on the daily time frame on our screen right now. So like I always say, people that follow me, they already know. People that watch my videos, they already know that the first thing I do whenever I come to a price chart like this is I want to identify the trend of the market, right? So from looking at the screen, what do you think is the trend of this market now, as of now? As of now, what do you think is the trend of this market as of now? You said uptrend, then you are correct, right? Because the market was going on an upward direction over here, right? And you can see that it was giving us breaks of structures to the upside. I think this was the first break of structure to the upside. This was the second break of structure to the upside. Remember the second break of structure over here, probably from the body or from the wick, wherever you want. Then the third break of structure was over here, right? The fourth break of structure. The fourth break of structure was over here. Okay, break was over here, right? But now we can see that we are having breaks of structures towards the highs, right? That the break of structures, break of structures, break of structures, all to the upside, right? Then suddenly we are seeing that we are now breaking structure towards the low. And I'm currently on a mentorship program with the last December class, and I told them that a change of character is when price breaks structure, but on the opposite side of the trend, right? On the opposite side of the trend. So if the trend is going upwards like this, right, we are breaking structures to the upside, which is aligning with the trend of the market. Whenever price gives us a break of structure, but this time around, on the opposite side of the trend, it is called change of character, right? So a change of character has occurred over here. And when a change of character occurs, what does that tell us? It tells us that we should be flipping our bias. So if the market was previously on an uptrend as it was, and currently it gives us a change of character, it means that we should no longer be looking to buy, but now what? Looking to sell, right? Now, it now depends on where you want to sell from. where you want to sell from. I get a lot of people ask me questions like this because this is another block over here, right? And this is also another block over here, right? There's also another block over here. And now you can see that price filled this other block and mitigated this other block to sell down, right? I wish I had subscribed my trading view so that I can, do the cut and replay feature so that I'll just cut out this rest of the chart. Because I know that some of you will still naively sell from this other block, right? And price mitigated the other block, but then did what? Failed and came to use the extreme one at the top. And that's the reason for this video. I want to tell you why those of you that would have been interested in selling from this place hit SL from this point and got stopped out, and price eventually, you already knew that, oh, there's a change of character that occurred, so price is supposed to be selling. So via your bias, you are correct because you know that you are expecting sales, but then the other block you picked was wrong, right? And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down why the other block was wrong. And that brings us to the first point. The first point is there might be an unmitigated POI above your order block. Actually, from the chart, there are two reasons why this particular order block was a wrong pick. The first reason is, first of all, it's another block that is not located at the swing high, because I want to name this my swing high and name this my swing low, right? So I told my students that you always want to work with POIs, demand zones or supply zones, that are located at the swing highs and lows, not those that are located at the fractal high, because this is a fractal high, if you ask me, right? And now the second reason is because there is an unmitigated POI right above your order block. There's another order block that is right above your order block that has not been mitigated. Price is more likely to do what? Liquidate your order block and go to mitigate the order block above your order block, because the other block above the other block is what? Is not mitigated, right? On another video, I also drop, I also drop tips on how you can validate your order block. There are a lot of things you have to look out for to validate your order block. That's going to be on another video, right? But let's focus on this video now and try to grab something now, right? So the point I'm trying to, point out to you now is that this other block failed because there's an unmitigated other block above the other block. That is basically why it failed, right? Now let me explain further. Now this was a change of character, right? So many people, I'll just say, okay, most newbies, because most experienced traders wouldn't be looking to execute from here. They will definitely be looking to execute from the other block above, right? But some traders that are not so experienced will look at this as a good order block. It has sell pressure, right? Because another thing you want to look out for to validate another block is that you are seeing proof of sell pressure or buy pressure, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the massive sell candles. So there is impulse, right? That impulse is there, right? Now we also see a break of structure to the downside, right? So everything is making you already validate this other block. Now see the tricky part. This is the tricky part. Pay attention. This is the tricky part. The tricky part is when price eventually mitigates that other block that is wrong, because this other block is a wrong other block to execute from, right? When price eventually mitigates that other block, you could see a reaction. You are seeing a reaction because it's another block. Yes, there are some buyers in this other block, some sellers in this other block that are definitely going to do what? Push price to the downside. And that was what happened. And that was what you're going to take as what? Your confirmation trade. Do you understand? Now, pay attention. When price was okay on a short uptrend, which was more like a pullback, right? Then he gave us this low, then he gave us this high, mitigating this other block. Now, assuming you wanted to say, oh, I want to use a confirmation entry, I don't want to enter aggressively. You will notice that over here, price has given us what? A shift of market structure to the downside. which is what our confirmation entry, right? It's our confirmation entry. So once you see that confirmation entry, you say, oh, that means price is going to sell from this other block, and you're already very sure. And price has given us, if you have watched my previous video, you see, you will be familiar with CRT trading and all that. Although I'm still going to break down this 2026, I'm going to break down a lot of things. I'm not just going to be dropping how I cut this, how I cut this, how I cut this. No, I'm also going to be teaching you some things on which you could learn and catch this kind of good trades for yourself. Right. So but if you have, gone through my YouTube videos, you can still go through them and you watch CRT and videos I made about CRT, right? You will know that this is a good CRT candle, right? So this is already like confirming you to sell from this zone. Then you want to pick a key level, right? I'm bringing another concept entirely into this. I'm just trying to show you that from this other block that is wrong, we are getting a very clean confirmation. Right. So if I was to pick a key level, I would have picked something like this, right? And you can see that this is a very valid key level because you can see that price came, mitigated that key level, and did as if we wanted to sell. So that sell that it's giving you false sell, this is where it swept the full CRT candle, right? It swept it and closed below. So assuming you wanted to use another confirmation, the fact that you're seeing that this candle has swept this key candle range high, it has mitigated this particular key level, which I could call the daily key level, right over here, and it has closed below the candle range, right? You would have just gone to a lower time frame and find confirmation sales to sell price further to take this low out or whatever, or take this external low out. But then what happened? Price failed all those things. So you basically hit SL here. Why? Because not because your analysis here was wrong. No, you know what you're doing. You were at a supposed POI. You saw your shift of market structures. You know your confirmation entries and all that. But then you were doing all the right things at where? At a wrong POI, at a wrong zone. That's why in trading you have to be very careful. You were doing all the right things at the wrong zone, and that's why it did not play out fine. So in this video, the main reason why your order block failed was because there's an unmitigated POI right above your order block. And this is the POI right above your order block. Right? If you can see that there's still an FVG that has not yet been filled over here. Right? There's an FVG over here that has not yet been filled. And this is a very good order block. This high will be serving as what? Inducement liquidity. I'm still going to make we have different types of liquidity. We have engineered liquidity, we have inducement liquidity, we have trend line liquidity, we have which other one? I think there are about four. We have structural liquidity. We have different types of liquidity, right? So this is what we call inducement liquidity. What is inducement? Inducement is basically a zone or an area in the market where sellers or buyers are willing to buy or sell from, right? But then they are just going to get stopped out because it's like a trap for buyers or sellers, right? So this other block that failed over here was basically a trap for those early sellers that sold over here. Those early sellers that sold over here, this zone was a trap. So that place that is called a trap in the market is basically what we call inducement. So that's what we call inducement liquidity. So if it was to be someone that is more experienced, right, in trading, this one that have marked this point as what? As a liquidity zone. A price is going to liquidate before going to what? Mitigate that unmitigated POI that is above them, right? So the unmitigated POI, which is this other block, above those other sellers over here, we mark it as inducement liquidity, and price is going to mitigate and see how it mitigated and sold down straight away. Let's see how many R that trade gave us. We're going to be placing our entry right here. Our stop loss is just going to be few pips above the other block. Right, I think this is okay. Then our take profits is going to be the external low. Right, so this is where our take profit is going to be as our low target. And just like that, it's giving us what? is giving us a 5.4 risk to reward trade. So this is the amount of money you would have made, assuming you did it the right way. But no, you lost the money here. You lost the money over here. Why? Because you did not understand how to, how to mark other blocks, or you didn't understand how to work with other blocks or other blocks that are valid or you're supposed to work with. Now, you know the funny thing? The funny thing is this other block gave us a shift of market structure. So somehow it has boosted your confidence that, oh, price is going to sell from this other block. That is one. The second one is it later came back, tapped into the other block and gave you a sell. Later came back, it gave you something like a double break of structure, and you're getting more and more sure that, but then it continues to range and then you are holding, because anybody that is trying to sell from here, anybody trying to sell from here obviously will be targeting this low, right? And your stop loss will be above this high. So the moment price was giving you all these little you can see this is a 4.5 hour trade. The moment price was giving you all these profits, you still be holding and waiting and hoping that price is still going to, come your way. You still be like, oh, I'm a disciplined trader, I can hold and all that. Only for you to wait for how many days, and price at the end of the day takes you out of the trade, right? So you just want to work from the right order block so that you don't have to unnecessarily hold trades that's going to end at SL or break even at the end of the day. Obviously, you wouldn't want to break even this kind of trade because you see how many times it came tapping on the entry. So if you wanted to break even the trade, you would have been out of the trade a long time ago. But then if you decided to hold, the trade is playing with your emotions, it came to an entry, came back, give you some profit, came back to an entry, and after everything, it's hit your SL. I mean, it's going to be a very, very painful thing. Right, so I hope you'll be able to grab something from this video. One reason why your order block is failing, whenever you want to pick another block, you have to look carefully and make sure that there is no unmitigated POI above your order block. If there is, it's most likely that price is going to fail your order block, fail at your order block, and go to mitigate that unmitigated POI above your order block before the real sales can occur, right? So in subsequent videos, I'll be telling you other reasons, other 4 reasons. You can go to that short I posted, right? You can go to this short I posted. I actually listed other reasons why your order block is failing. So you can just go to this short I posted and you'll see other reasons why your order block might be failing. So that's what we'll have for today. On the next series, or on the next episode, I'll be talking on other reasons. Other reasons, you just go and watch them out. But I'll be making videos on other reasons why your order block might be failing. So I hope you're able to learn something from this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, give us a like, turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever we drop helpful videos like this. Comment under the comment section if you like the video. Appreciate us in the comment section. Tell us more videos you would like us to make, or more chart breakdown you love us to do, because this 2026 I'm going to be pretty active with you guys, right? I want to make sure that we come out winning before the end of the year. I've already written down my 2026 goals and all that. So I'm looking for who's going to be that accountability partner, right? And it's you guys. I have you guys, because the more you guys encourage me in the comment section, the more I want to do more for you guys, and the more we all grow together, right? So drop a comment in the comment section. Those comments also help YouTube to, notifies them that my content is of value to you guys, and it will help the algorithm, push my content to more people, right? So let's just support one another. As I'm supporting you with the video, support me with, with the comments, share to your other trading friends so that we all can learn and grow together, right? So I think that will be all for today's video. I'll be seeing you on the next one. I wish you a happy new year, and I also wish you a profitable trading year in 2026. See you in the next video. It's only one principle here. Take care.